This is Will.
This is Alex.
Welcome back to another episode of They Mostly Come Out of Me.
Welcome back, everyone. We back. You know who it is. You know what we're doing.
You know what day it is, what time it is.
It's Sunday night.
Who
we're
it is.
Doing
What it
another
is.
beautiful review. Also, just important milestone for both of us. This is our 300th episode.
And it's a request to Rooney.
And it's a request. And what a movie to put on our 300th episode. Before we get into the Brides Wore Blood, which none of them actually do, spoiler alert.
Whoa.
Except for, like, none. But anyway, before we get into it, go to your fucking websites, your YouTube, fucking Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. Like, comment, subscribe, share us with your friends.
And give us a recommendation.
And like tonight, we do recommendations every 5 episodes. So next will be 305. And who knows what the fuck it'll be.
I know what it'll be.
I don't. I don't know how you put them on the list, so.
But you know what? I will let everyone else know on episode 304 what the next request to Rooney is.
Is it great?
Listen, I think it'll be better than
this. Okay.
No promises.
Before we get too into the review, this is going to be a rambler.
Yeah.
I know who requested this movie.
Yes. We do know.
And I'm not going to say any names, okay? What did we do to deserve this? What did we do to deserve this Robert favorite?
Look, Will,
This
before tonight, neither of us had ever sat down and watched a Robert favorite film.
You know what? Most people haven't. Most people don't even know who Robert Favorite is.
Yeah, and that's a shame, you know? But now we have joined the club of 100-some fools who have watched a Robert favorite film.
Which is funny because he only really has like 3 movies.
He has 3 movies. 2 of them are softcore pornos. And then after those 2, he was like, hey, Mom, I can make a real movie.
Look, Mom, I can make movie.
And then he made this.
Yes.
And he put there are multiple favorites involved here.
It's a family affair. It's a favorite family affair.
I think we saw like 3 or 4 different people in the opening credits.
There was a few people that acted in it that were favorites.
None of the actors, except
the waitress.
The waitress. But it was
Dot.
A costume designer.
Costume designer. 2, like the story credits were given to 2 of the favorites, even though this was written by 5 people, and I don't understand that at all. We watched The Brides Wore Blood.
Yes.
It's a vampire movie. Just right out the gate. Let's get that out of the way.
Okay.
Is deeply stupid.
Let me just do a couple things here, okay?
Okay.
So, you know, advertising and marketing is a very funny thing, Will. Okay.
Yeah.
So if you go to IMDb, okay. So first things first. If you go to like Amazon or a bunch of other places, the description that they give this movie, right? Because they have to say something. Okay.
Well, yeah. I mean, obviously, they have to like somehow get the point across what this movie's about.
Well, they have to get our stupid ass to watch this, right? So what do they say? Let me see. Let me fucking find it again. God damn it.
Here, while we're
I got it. So what they say, simple, right? 4 women are lured to an ancient castle that is inhabited by vampires. Bullshit.
I would change that.
Ain't no fucking castle. And
No, it's a manor, and also it's 1 vampire, not multiple.
there is 1 vampire and 1 green plant daddy from.
I still don't understand what was
something.
going on in that scene. Who was that?
It was.
Oh, you know what? No, never mind. Because they explain
what?
very poorly
What did they explain? Will
that
medulla?
yeah. that this family was messing around with the occult and bringing demons into our world. So you have to make. So now this family, they have to make a sacrifice.
Mm-hmm.
So they have to. He has the thirst, so he has the women that he makes his brides because he fucking feeds on them, and then one that he impregnates, and
that's the curse.
Once she gives birth to continue the family line, she dies.
We'll
that's
see.
the curse.
At one point during the movie,
but that's why that fucking green demon thing came out because the curse wasn't fulfilled, right? So you had to bring the fucking demon because shit went wrong, even though it didn't explain shit. And I think that's what's going on, but I don't know because it doesn't.
Fascinating.
It doesn't confirm that.
Well, see, at one point,
that's my guess.
At one point during the movie,
that's a guess.
Will was like, "This movie's so boring. You're on your phone." And I was like, "Sir, I am trying to look up the fucking plots." And here's what I got pulled up, okay? Because you see the first plot, the short one, the short and sweet: 4 women, castle, vampires.
Which. Some of that is true.
No castle, 1 vampire. Bullshit ass description, okay? It makes it sound like every fucking... That's the plot of like every Hammer Dracula movie, okay? It's not the plot of this.
The plot of every Dracula movie.
Yeah. Every Hammer Dracula film is a bunch of fucking women, castle, and then Dracula kills him, and then at the end of the movie, he fucking gets singed by the sun, okay? It's great.
Every Dracula movie, he gets burned by the sun.
And then this is no, and then if you go to IMDb, they give you the long one, okay?
Because I think this had like a DVD release, like a really crummy DVD release, like one of those ones where they cram it into like the 40 like.
We watched it like remastered, so it looks, I would say, as good as it's gonna look. But on there, it says and I had to look at this because this movie's nonsense. The De Lorca family has been cursed ever since Carlos's grandfather was interrupted while conjuring evil spirits. The curse makes each De Lorca son turn into a vampire, and upon the birth of his succeeding son, the mother somehow dies. And I do like that they wrote somehow because they don't know.
Even the people who were writing the synopsis are like, I don't fucking know.
Somehow. She just dies.
She just dies.
Carlos doesn't want to see that happen to his nephew Juan, who is beginning to show signs of the curse, so he consults a psychic medium, Madame von Kirst, which we'll get into, who assures him that there is a way to end the curse. It involves luring 4 girls to the De Lorca house and performing an incantation. Okay?
Now that's technically what happens.
That is what happens. The finer details, I'm not... No. It's not worth it.
Can we just get this out of the way? This movie is... There's a reason only like a handful of people have watched this movie. It is a fucking struggle to get through. This movie is boring. It is fucking... It's not even like that it's like atrociously like badly acted or like filmed bad or anything. It is just fucking... They take their sweet ass time with fucking everything in this movie.
I was worried initially. I was really worried that this was going to be one of those people wander around the house very slowly for an hour and a half type movies.
That's exactly what it is.
That is exactly what this movie is.
It's just people wandering around a house, not knowing what is, and the scary scenes aren't like they're not even remotely scary.
I will say, this has probably the dumbest looking fake vampire teeth I have seen in any movie I've ever watched. Mm-hmm. And that's saying a lot, because I've seen a lot of fucking movies.
We've seen a lot of shit.
And most of the time, they get fake vampire teeth that can actually fit in your actor's mouth.
Yeah.
This is...
They can't.
They
look like weird ogre teeth. Like weird, like too long of ogre teeth.
And they tell them to like do a dance.
They tell one specifically to do this weird dance around the people. Because the other one just holds his cape out and fucking like awkwardly lumbers towards them.
Flashback.
Yeah, fucking Juan de Lorca.
What's the fucking bullshit in the beginning? Who is that?
I don't know.
So
I still don't know because it begins.
Yeah.
So here's how the movie starts.
Yes.
you don't need to take away anything from it because it doesn't even
You could have
fucking
deleted this scene.
because it doesn't even fucking matter. There is a fucking like woman going to a psychic.
No, bitch.
What?
No.
Oh, am I
the
getting
movie starts with a man and a woman.
Oh, that's right,
In
yeah.
a bed.
In a bed.
fucking like annihilated room.
Yeah, and like they're digging they're digging for something in the corner.
So it's like post sex,
And
he leans over and he sees like a crack in the wall.
and so he like jimmies it out and
Yeah.
like finds a journal. And
he
they
finds
start
a
and they,
little box. Yeah.
well, they start reading it because it was like his uncle's journal,
Oh,
right?
this is my uncle's.
Well, and like specifically, now you never see this journal ever again. So it doesn't tie to anything that we see in the remainder of the movie.
But once he starts
it's a
reading
small black fucking journal, and he starts reading, and it goes to a fucking the fucking I guess the uncle. I don't know.
Writing in a big, huge
Like
journal.
a Delorca history book.
Fucking massive.
It's fucking huge.
Massive
And there's
chonker, okay?
Voiceover, and he's talking about how he's gonna break the curse.
And we
and he
never
needs
see
to-
those two from the beginning.
ever again.
Ever.
You don't know if it's the son of the woman that escapes at the end, even though she doesn't really escape because we have no idea what happens.
Son? Honey, she stabbed him.
So but like, who was the guy?
It's... I don't know.
Who's the guy?
Bob Favorite's
What
an
is
idiot.
the fucking
Robert
point?
Favorite is an idiot.
What is the fucking point of the start?
Because
like you said, you just take that chunk out of the movie, and it's the same fucking movie.
This is... Will, this is... I might be jumping the gun here, but this is a bad movie. And
What? No,
Robert-
no.
Robert Favorite doesn't know how to make a movie.
So I love the part when they're recruiting the fucking women, right? Because he's like talking
Part of
about
the scheme, yeah.
Yeah, he's like, okay, so I'm gonna tell our fucking butler guy Pero that we need to go and take.
Do you know Pero is Spanish for dog?
Yeah. Yeah. Did you know the way they introduced Pero is the fucking stupidest shit on the planet? He's just asleep in a corner of a destroyed room.
Oh, this...
And a snake just starts crawling on him, and he's like, "You can keep your pet, Pero, but I need you to do something for me."
Yeah, then he tells him to go solicit women.
And Pero can't talk; he's mute, because his dad was in a fire. They explain this later, but his dad was in a fire.
Yeah.
I don't know,
And he and
but
Pero
it was
escaped.
but it wasn't that long ago because it looks like it's modern day.
It
It looks like it's 7 days.
It is modern
But
day.
it was supposed to be a while ago, and we just see a guy yelling at a fire, and then he just runs
He just
into it
runs into it, yeah.
for no reason. We have no idea if that's Pero's dad. It doesn't explain shit. It just
needs-
it just shows that Pero escaped the fire, but he's never been the same since.
And yeah, our dude,
So he
out of the goodness of his heart, is taking care of him.
so Pero, his master plan to get all these women to come to the fucking.
He has notes.
He has little notes, little invitations,
So when he comes to this mansion,
and he stalks women awkwardly
In, like,
behind
parks and stuff.
bushes and a fucking water wheel, and awkwardly lumbers towards them and gives them the fucking note and runs away.
and he's like, come to this house
Now,
for a tour.
let's just put ourselves in the mind of these women. I know it's the 70s, shit was a little different.
This movie was made by an idiot.
I know, but like, can you imagine being approached by this man, just lumbering and awkwardly limbering towards you, giving you a note, and you're like, oh, I got invited to a Delorca family, like a Delorca thing, and it's an exclusive tour for only me, and he's rich? Oh, I'm gonna go. No fucking way. No shot. No one's gonna go to that.
Oh, they all went. Well, 4 of them.
Because you get two women that are like friends, and they're at like a garden.
Yeah.
And he hands it to them, a photographer, and then so we get a woman that she went to the same psychic, and the psychic was like, "You need to get away. You need to go and travel to the next."
She basically...
Because I think it's because she's in cahoots with the Delorca family, and she's trying to break the curse.
she's
So she tells her to go to Florida, which is where this
to
is
go
set.
on
to go to the Delorca.
Yeah, like basically
mansion. Like you're gonna
guides her path.
You're gonna break this curse, basically.
'Cause she is the psychic is working with our uncle man or whatever.
I don't know if you ever hear his name.
Well, according to the synopsis, it's Carlos.
I don't.
Or whatever.
No.
Doesn't matter.
I know Juan Delorca.
It literally doesn't fucking matter.
It doesn't matter.
But she is.
She has like
nonsense.
Well, yes. And so here's the thing you need to know about these ladies. Don't learn anything about them because there is nothing about them. They're just.
The only thing you know is one of them is a photographer and she has a boyfriend.
And what I mean by that is there's no character development.
No.
There's no fucking importance to any of these characters because they don't. They're just there.
Yes.
They're basically fodder. And
I wish.
And they're not even that because it's like nothing. You don't get a feel for who they are. You have no idea what their interests are except for photography for one of them. And then the main blonde woman, all she wants to do is get rich. That's her like
supposedly, yeah.
That's like her main motivation to go to the Delorca mansion is because some fucking schlubby restaurateur says like, "Oh, no one goes there, but I would go there because Delorca's rich, if you know what I mean."
The nephew is
grease and elbows, you know what I mean? Come on, go up there.
Because the nephew is rich and single.
Yeah, so they're all lured in because it's a big mansion, and the photographer says she's not going to go, but then decides she is going to go because she talks to the other two friends, and they're all going to go up there. So they have this really awkward dinner.
Well, that's the second night. Because they go the first night, and he just shows them the house.
So, and we're skipping a lot because a lot of it is just like them, like, shambling around.
There's
like,
nothing.
Shots that last way too fucking long and linger on nothing at all. And there's like shots in this that are like playing this like crazy like horror music and nothing is happening.
Yes.
Because we even get like a flashback from the psychic lady of some girl getting attacked by Juan, but like, where does that go?
Yeah, that's like
she gets attacked in like the watchtower of like the mansion.
Of the mansion, yeah, it's like a.
But
yes,
but it goes
like
nowhere. You don't see her again. You don't
some family
know who
member.
she is. You have no idea.
Who?
The woman.
Doesn't matter.
No.
It's to show you that the family's got a vampire curse, Will.
Because you see her neck spurt a little
and after
paint.
you see the guy bite her as he walks around with his fucking cape spread out.
He like open arm capes it.
And
he doesn't look menacing at all.
And that's after our psychic does the freaking gobbledygook incantation.
Pero
compendium pectorum
tequila.
Give me money
grandiose.
Yeah.
Video gamus.
Like it was so bad that it would be you could put this in a spoof movie.
Yes.
And it would work.
Because it almost sounds like the Evil Dead 2 or Evil Dead 3.
Oh, Army of Darkness.
Army of Darkness, where he's like the klepto verata nicto, where he like forgets the incantation. I mean, Chucky's like incantation sounds better than this.
Well, yeah, but at least with Chucky's, it's not just taking words that exist in English.
Well, because like it's like actual words from what he's reading.
But it's not words, English words with "eum" just stamped on at the end.
Or like emphasizing certain parts of certain words while you're saying it.
Just nonsense. Fucking
You know
nonsense.
what it reminded me of? I can't remember which scary movie it is, but where they're making fun of when they're making fun of the Grudge.
Yeah.
And it's like the Kawasaki, Nagasaki fucking where he's just saying like Japanese car companies and Japanese companies. Like it reminded me of that scene where the little kid is talking to her in only like Japanese companies.
Yeah.
But it's more Latin. It's like she's just saying shit in a Latin accent.
Yeah, she's just adding "eum" to the end
she's
of like
just embellishing just the most basic words on the planet.
That have nothing to do with like spells or whatever.
No, it's fucking embarrassing. It's stupid.
But she's guiding all this.
Yeah, so we get them walking around the mansion. They have their fucking dinner. He drugs one of them.
Yeah, he drugs the one who was told to come there by the psychic.
Because they have the tour, and then he invites them all back, and they're all gonna go, and the photographer's supposed to like meet up with her boyfriend at a fucking cafe that's actually a bar.
Yeah, with a belly dancer.
Yeah,
and of course the uncle or whatever doesn't let her leave.
Yeah,
so boyfriend ends up showing up.
Getting attacked by Pero.
Let's just plow through this, okay? Let's just
He gets attacked by Pero. Pero and him struggle, and then he goes downstairs. Because he knocks Pero out. He goes downstairs, and
you're forgetting. Will
I don't
you're forgetting?
Care.
No. You can't skip this. You cannot skip the riveting blood scene. Okay. There's that riveting scene.
Yeah, because they're doing the incantation because they need to kill her. The photographer is not the bride that he chose. He chose the fucking blonde woman. She's upstairs drugged, and the other two girls stay because they don't want her to be there alone.
Yeah.
And I don't fucking know.
Well, why do they need 4 women?
I don't fucking know.
Exactly.
I don't understand.
Thank you.
Why was the other friend there that is like insignificant and dies like a random death by Pero for no reason whatsoever? I have no fucking idea. So anyway, the photographer is on this bench, and they actually do an actual fucking like a fucking like administering drugs to someone on camera for some reason.
For this pile of crap.
I don't know why.
But because the guy gets attacked or whatever by the boyfriend, the incantation isn't complete.
Well, yeah, because he rescues the girlfriend, and they're trying to get out of the basement, and the incantation isn't complete, so a demon appears.
So you see a guy wearing a cape and just like a green hand, a green hairy
hand is like raising up, and for some reason, and I don't understand this either, both the friends wake up.
Yeah, one of them
wakes up and goes into like the hallway and
gets attacked
by Juan.
Yeah. Gets nommed
by Juan. He gets nommed by Juan.
It also resummons Pero.
Pero wakes up and goes and apparently kills the other friend.
Yeah, because they bullshit you and they make you think it's a dream sequence, but it's obviously not because the friend never shows up. But basically, you see her like she has like a hole in her throat,
and Pero's holding the knife.
But that happens, and then they're trying to escape, the boyfriend and the photographer, and they get cornered
by this green balloon monster.
So now, earlier in the movie, his hand was just like painted, right? And they like glued on hair to his hand, right? But I guess for this scene, he's using his hands too much, so they're just having him wear painted green gloves.
Listen,
on his hand.
the hair obviously didn't stick to the gloves,
clearly,
and so they just painted his hands, and they put a bunch of fake skin all over him and painted all that green.
He looks. You had the description that he looks like a piece of candy, like an old jelly bean.
Yeah, have you ever had if you have kids or yourself are just like kind of a dunce sometimes, and you like,
are you a pig? Yeah, are you a pig?
Well,
do you lose your
candy? It happens, okay?
Do you just lose candy
when you're like eating like peanut M&Ms or something like that, and it like drops out of your mouth and it's all wet, and so it like goes behind your couch and picks up a bunch of
a jelly bean,
dust and hair and shit. And you find it like years later, and it's this like grotesque, like disgusting, like
it's got hair and mold on it.
Bio experiment that's under your fucking under your.
That's
couch.
What he looks like.
That's what he looks like. And so they had the brilliant plan because they get a machete, right? They're gonna kill this guy with a machete, and they start awkwardly swinging it at the camera, and it's fucking cutting all over the place, and it's fucking nonsense. And then somehow the green monster gets the machete and kills the boyfriend, and then the fucking dude comes in, the old dude wakes up. So he
kills the boyfriend, and then he kills the woman by putting his hand on her mouth.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right.
You remember. And then after the chaos, the uncle walks in with a cross.
Yeah.
And he points it at the green monster man. And
We get the gigantic lens
we get a
flare.
lens flare, and our green monster man dies through the power of lens flare.
Because you can see the lens.
Yes.
They're reflecting it off like a mirror.
Oh yeah,
You can see the lens.
doing it. I was kind of making me lose my mind, honestly.
Yeah, well, and it's so fucking bright, and you're just like, what the fuck is what?
But-
What is?
and then,
It takes you a minute to like
Yeah.
comprehend what is going on, but I mean, it finally connects. But you're just like, why the fuck would they do that?
and also, the freaking Juan goes and fucks the woman.
Impregnates her.
He impregnates her. How does he do it, Will? Oh, I'll tell you how
Through
he
the
does it.
power of slowly.
He pets her like a fucking dog.
Yeah, he fucking slowly just puts his hand
We get
over her side.
The most erotic scene I've ever seen of just her laying on her side, and it's just her naked back, and we get, I'm not fucking joking, like 4 to 5 minutes of just his hand
Petting her
He goes up to her shoulders.
down.
It slowly goes down, almost to her butt, but not quite. You can't get too dirty,
Yeah,
okay?
and then goes
And
back
it goes
up.
back up, back down.
Now, if this is any indication, because we looked into it, Robert Favorite did direct 2 softcore porns.
Softcore.
And you heard that at the beginning of the show. But if this is any indication of his softcore porns, I would be like the softest I've ever been in a fucking, like, while
That's
watching.
why they call it
That's why they emphasis on softcore.
Our boy really brings the soft.
He really does.
So he impregnates her.
He puts the emphasis on turtling.
Oh, he turtles her, all right. He impregnates her through this, I guess. And so they're like, the uncle's like, shit, like it's fucked. The incantation got fucked.
He's like, fucking motherfucker. All right. What we're going to do, we're going to call the fucking psychic bitch in, right?
So she
sorry,
comes-
I didn't mean to call her a bitch. But they bring
The scam artist.
Sorry, I'm kind of losing my mind. So I'm
Scam
sorry.
artist.
I apologize. They bring the fucking scam artist psychic in, and they're like, okay, what do we do? And they're like, okay, well, the fucking Juan and his bride, which you think is the blonde woman, but it's not, are in the basement. Don't go in the basement. Don't let anyone go in the basement. We'll figure this out.
His bride?
They say his bride, but it's the fucking friend. It's not the blonde woman. They say his bride. I'm serious. I think they say his bride.
I don't believe you. I don't believe a single word you're saying to me.
Good. You shouldn't. Who fucking cares? No one's
I
seen.
care.
No one's seen this goddamn
Look,
movie.
the important thing is the bitch shows up and she fucking is like, I got you. I'm gonna do a spell Rooney for you.
Yeah, I'm
goes,
gonna say a bunch of gobbledygook.
Raviolium, spaghettium,
Spaghettium, paper towel,
dollarium,
American Piezo.
and she fucking does this, and they lay the woman across like a thing. And one of my favorite bits is it's not long enough.
Well, because what they're doing is they're getting the demon out of her, right? Because she was impregnated by a vampire,
'cause
so
they're
she has a demon.
We have to break the curse.
And we have to make sure the baby is born as a natural baby.
It's not a vampire baby.
Yeah, not a vampire baby, okay?
And so they lay her on
Not a
this
little
platform.
Damien baby.
They lay her on this platform that's not long enough, so her legs are hanging off the end. But they told the actress, "Do not let your fucking legs droop down."
Oh, she is tensing up.
So she's just fucking tensing them. And then they do the thing, and they have an adorable pentagram drawn on the back wall, and a freaking weird
Oh, speaking of pentagrams, I just want to mention this real quick.
blanket.
For some reason, in one of the shots, they couldn't draw the
reason.
pentagram on the wall, so they created this adorable blanket pentagram, like a pentagram made out of a blanket.
It's very cute.
It is very cute because they cinched all 5 sides.
So yeah, it's not perfect, but it's very cute.
No, but you can tell what they were going
what
for,
they're
and it's
doing,
adorable. Yeah.
Maybe that's why the invitation didn't work.
You knew the museum that they, for some reason, the museum curator agreed for them to film at was like, hey, you can't draw shit
You're
on my
not
walls.
graffitiing the wall.
You can't draw shit on my walls.
So they do this thing, and as she's laying there, the demon comes out.
She like astral projects, the demon astral
Which
projects
is
out of her body.
her with like a fucking hospital gown
And like old woman makeup. And her hair's all crazy.
and crazy psycho hair.
Yeah.
And she like pretends she
like-
chokes the.
Well, she almost chokes it, and then she like dances over the body of the blonde woman.
And then she looks at
and
the
then
pentagram and
then
dances.
she shimmy shakes in front of the fucking pentagram and disappears.
And you're like, okay.
And apparently that's the curse is broken, right?
Supposedly.
Because now she's laying in bed and she can't go anywhere, right? Because they want to keep her because
Don't forget, we get the bullshit ass narration where the director filmed pigeons wandering around the property.
and like the statues, but they're not like menacing. You know how in like horror movie, like religious horror movies, they'll
like
like
gargoyles
they'll
and
film
shit,
like
yeah.
the scary gargoyles
Yeah.
and the demons all over, like with the, like religious symbolism. This is like a salamander, a fucking frog, a turtle, like like
Same
just-
The Exorcist.
like the fucking like cutesy statues all over the place.
yeah,
and,
it's
and then
it's the same The
pigeons,
Exorcist.
and then pigeons.
And it's like her narrating how like she's been stuck here and like
I love it because it's like
yeah.
the narration is she's like journaling in this like you know how like they show them journaling on like a desk and like it's like a nice like notebook that's like a book notebook, right? And it's like, today I did this and I can't wait to get out of here and here's my plan and everything, and it shows them writing in this like elaborate notebook to emphasize that it's important. She's
No.
writing on a fucking like a
Tiny little notepad.
I can't even. It's like a notepad with the spiral on top.
Yeah.
And it's like one of those mini ones.
Really,
it's
yeah.
not even a big one. It's like not even legal document size.
Yes.
It's like fucking tiny, like that you would make like a grocery list on.
It's great.
She's like journaling this, like, okay, I need to get out of here, and I am so scared.
I'm gaining
for-
Perro's trust.
Perro's trust, and I think I'm gonna make a plan of escape, and so her master plan is Perro's like preparing her dinner, right? And he brings up her dinner.
He brings an empty plate.
He brings an empty plate. No, there's a napkin on it. There's a red napkin.
Yeah, it's covering air.
Yeah, there's a red napkin on it though. Okay, so it's not empty. So Perro,
She can eat the napkin.
she's like, Perro, please, I haven't been out of here.
Let me
forever.
take a walk.
Please let me take a walk. Just get me out of here. Just please, like, just for a moment, please. And so Perro's like, okay, he doesn't say okay, but because he can't talk, but
He resists at first, then he's like, okay,
he
let's go.
motions her, and they start awkwardly walking down the hallway.
And then they look down the stairs, and there's an ominous, spooky music shot
why I don't know.
of the stairs. And I'm like, why is there a spooky shot of the stairs? And then Perro starts walking down the stairs.
And okay,
And
so
then I swear to God, I was not looking at the screen for 1 millisecond.
I was, and
And
I
I
was
looked-
and I was losing my goddamn mind.
And then I looked back because they played the spooky fucking horror music. And then the next thing I see is Perro flying down the stairs and dying.
Not flying down the stairs. He's not flying down the stairs.
Yeah.
He's flying adjacent to the stairs,
Off the rail.
off the railing for some reason.
And
Now,
I-
your first assumption was what you thought was
my
correct,
first
right?
thought
was
she pushed him because she wants to escape.
Which any other horror movie,
Logically, yeah.
any other horror movie in existence, if you're wanting to escape and the fucking guy is not letting you, you can try and push him down the stairs,
Yeah,
right?
any movie that's like a woman being held against her will.
Not in a Robert friend, not in a Robert favorite. Sorry, friend. Sorry. Fucking not in a Robert favorite joint, okay? No. Because guess what? Perro tripped down the stairs and killed himself.
Yes.
He accidentally killed himself.
But they also do a fuck up because, she like wanders over to his body and is like looking at it to make sure that he's dead or whatever. And she gets up and walks away and it like holds on his body. And we see his eyes like...
Yeah. But how insane is that? He fucking killed himself.
Yep.
He killed himself.
Yep.
No push, no big dramatic, hero moment where she's like, I'm gonna get away. Fuck you, Perro. Nothing. He fucking just, this waiter, this fucking Igor motherfucker, that's been here for, like, presumably at this point, decades.
Yes.
Like, walked up and down those stairs countless fucking times, brought victims countless fucking times, up and down the stairs, every fucking time. We're supposed to fucking
Trips
believe
and falls.
that he bumbled his way to death and let her escape.
Well, that's fine, Will, because speaking of soft penises and crushing disappointment,
Well, it gets worse.
there's and you know, no escapes from pain. She walks into a storage closet with mops.
Yeah.
And the storage closet conveniently has two
coffins. Yeah.
And it's the freaking friend-a-rooney who got turned into a vampire,
And Juan.
who wakes up and freaking
Like, dances towards her fucking, the blonde chick.
the uncle shows up and
He breaks a broom handle and
stabs
stabs
her.
the friend.
and then the freaking the woman runs away. Juan wakes up and chases her, and now he's wearing a fucking cape because he's a vampire.
And again, he has that stance where
He's holding it open.
holding it open because he looks menacing, holding it open even though he doesn't.
And so she walks into a room that's
And of course,
annihilated.
you've seen this fucking. You've seen every fucking iteration of Dracula, Nosferatu, all the Hammer Draculas, fucking everything.
Well, they clearly, the most obvious one that they try and fail to do here is Hammer Horror of Dracula, because she walks into this room, and as the guy's like coming after her, she comes up to like a. It looks like a bunch of towels taped to a fucking wall.
She screams and like holds her hands up and like brings them down, and the sun shines in.
And so the sun is shining, and the uncle comes in, and he doesn't really care that much.
It's weird. He doesn't react to his like only living like
whatever,
like
nephew,
like dying.
and you know, he lays there rolling his eyes. The nephew lays there rolling his eyes.
That's what I was doing at this point.
And they just add more goop to his face.
Yeah, and then like a big like pimple to his eye.
And then that's it.
And he doesn't explode. He doesn't turn to ash. He doesn't turn into a skeleton.
Yeah, because in a horror of Dracula, like he literally fucking like melts into a skeleton, and then just turns into ash. And then if you've seen Fright Night, I mean, he fucking explodes.
Even if you've seen the new Nosferatu, he fucking like turns into a fucking corpse.
Yeah, like it's just, you've seen this before, but you know, if you want to see it done through Robert Favorite's visionary directing, here you go.
Yes.
And so after this soft,
she tries to run out, and the fucking guy.
she tries to run out. She tries to run out, and she just stops because presumably, I don't
She's
know,
having contractions or something.
She's having contractions or something.
No,
She just stands there.
She's not even having contractions because she's not having the baby yet.
But she will soon. But she's standing there like in pain, and so the guy like walks up to her and just leads her back, and you're just like, well, that was pointless. And then she's in a room again, and there's a mirror,
and she's like crying,
and a glass of water and a pitcher, and it's a magic room because when she walks up to the freaking table, the pitcher disappears.
When she's like crying, and you can see she's going to do something drastic, right?
So she breaks the mirror, and you can already tell because she grabs a long piece of glass, and meanwhile, the fucking dipshit uncle's talking to the dipshit psychic.
The fucking Jerrys are downstairs.
And he's like, did it work?
They're like,
did the
work?
friggin' thing work? And she's like, yes.
She's like, wait a moment. I need time to read all this over. Very importantly, because I need to give the pregnant woman time to kill her baby. Just one moment. Alex, one moment. I need more time to look this over.
Well, she reads something.
Just one moment. I need more time to look this family lineage.
What does she read? Exactly.
I don't know. She's reading the big Delorca fucking
book. What
book.
is she gonna get?
I don't know. She presumably, she already knows all this shit.
I think she's just scamming him out of his money.
Yeah, and letting the fucking woman kill her baby. But anyway, so they're like,
it worked.
He's like, oh my god, thank God. Now we can get to
we can go tell the.
So instead of like them rushing to the room, right? They just slowly amble.
Well, they're like, we can tell her that, you know, she is fine and the baby is good.
Let's go tell her she's fine.
And she doesn't need to suffer anymore.
And she grabs the knife, and you see blood, and you're like, oh shit. And then Well, you're not like, oh shit, because it's a fucking boring ass movie.
boring movie.
You don't care.
But they walk into the room.
So they slowly walk into the room.
And they're like, your baby is fine.
And she turns around and has a big fucking shard hanging out of her belly.
And the movie literally ends.
The movie, like, fucking, like, just borks out. Like, it just fucking just has a fucking aneurysm and then goes back and then freeze frames on the scene where he's leading her back into the house. And then credits roll. I don't know.
I don't know.
They had a fucking, like, just, like, big brain moment.
They had
where
a mental breakdown.
Splice all the fucking, like, scenes of her cutting herself, and then it just freeze frames on a scene we've already seen.
I do love that the poster of this has the ending.
Spoils the entire movie.
Because the poster, the main one on IMDb at least, is a woman with a shard of glass sticking out of her stomach. And the tagline is, sometimes death is the easy way out.
The one we posted on our main feed on Instagram is the one from IMDb. The other one I just thought was funny, the one we posted on our story.
With the fucking stupid face.
The ogre face that's facing the wrong way.
Yeah, it looks like... Oh, my God.
It's like she's not even standing over anyone, but she's holding a knife, and it's like a veil, and you see like
an ogre face.
You see an ogre face, but it's like facing the wrong way from the direction her body is. I just thought it was so fucking funny, and I put "Raining Blood" by Slayer on that story.
I wish this was that exciting.
I wish it was anything exciting.
Brides wore blood, huh?
They didn't wear fucking anything because which bride wore blood? Which they didn't even get married. Which bride?
Who knows, Will?
What fucking bride?
I don't
They
even
kept
know.
saying that Juan was going to take a bride. He didn't fucking marry any of them.
He took one to be his fucking vamp bitch concubine. And then one to be his...
I love how they tried to go for that trope, the fucking, like, the Dracula concubine, like, the fucking vampire chick thing. And they couldn't even do that fucking right. She just comes out of the coffin for no fucking reason.
Because they told her. Literally... No, Will, the psychic clearly said, whatever you do, do not go into the storage container closet with the coffins. They are in there. Do not go in there. Because the woman goes in there, and she looks at the coffin, and you hear the fucking voiceover of the psychic woman saying that.
Don't
that the
go
woman,
in there.
That the woman never heard in her life because she was not present for that conversation. And then you see the woman... She brings her nails out of the coffin and she does like ASMR. She like taps the nails on there, remember?
And then awkwardly dances towards her.
And she fucking Jimmy Jams towards her.
Just fucking, dude, this movie's fucking atrociously stupid. It is fucking... This one was hard to get through. I'll be honest. Like, if I was watching it by myself and just like to my own devices, I would turn it off.
No, this is great. This is way better than Horror of Dracula. Juan is so much cooler than Christopher Lee.
Juan is the coolest, okay?
I don't need...
Gary Oldman could never.
Yeah, I don't need Peter Cushing as Van Helsing.
No.
I do not need actual special effects.
No.
Because,
why would you need that?
Robert Favorite is such a good director... that you watch this and the plot and the acting and the directing is so thrilling that you're just like, I don't need effects.
You didn't need... I don't need acting. I don't need... I need Day for Night. I need...
Oh, we do have...
That was in there. Day for Night is back, baby. We haven't seen that in a while.
It's funny because like, they clearly film at night for like the scenes where the boyfriend of the photographer is stalking around the grounds. But whenever they show like an establishing shot of the fucking mansion at night, it's Day for Night.
Now, here's the real kicker.
Oh, there's a kicker?
Just last week, we watched Deadbeat at Dawn.
Another low budget, extremely low budget film.
Or Deadbeat by Dawn, I can't remember what.
Deadbeat at Dawn.
Stupid title. Another, like, literally no budget action movie that just seemed like a bunch of friends making a fucking action movie, and it went fucking hard.
It was amazing.
fucking incredible. The action scenes were great. There was like lots of cool effects. They like climbed into fucking like dilapidated
Just
buildings.
shows you what you can do with if you try.
But here's
right?
the thing, like this probably had about the same budget, even adjusted for inflation. Probably about the same budget, and they did so much worse with it.
Yep.
So much worse. Because we've seen horror movies do it with less.
Mm-hmm.
This one just couldn't do it. It's just fucking boring. It's just because they linger on stuff for so long. Like, you could have cut half these shots out and made at least, like, a tighter fucking, like, 1 hour movie that, like, had no bullshit. But they just couldn't do it. That's too shitty to pretty. It's not low enough to be a 1. It's just boring.
I gave this 2 boobers out of 10.
2.
Because that's the, we also only had...
That's the amount of boobers we see in the movie.
Which, by the way, theory, Will. Okay, here's my theory.
Okay.
Because, see, they make the movie, right? They make the bullshit-ass movie, and then they fucking
Do you
deliver
think the
it.
beginning is one of his porns?
Well, no. So they film the movie, right? And then they deliver it to whoever. I don't know. I mean, it's Bob Favorite's production company, but I'm sure someone at some point was like, "Hey,
The distribution,
this is kind of boring. Where's the boobers? Where's the jahoobies?" Okay,
It's a horror movie. Where's the...
it's a fucking
Where's
trashy.
the bozongas?
It's a trashy bullshit ass horror movie. Where's the bozongas? And he's like, fuck. Okay, I got it.
He tapped into the brain of Bob. Because in his softcore porn...
He went by Bob.
He went by Bob Favorite.
But for this, he went by Robert.
So he tapped into the brain of Bob Favorite.
So they went...
His own demon. His own dancing demon,
Yes.
if you can say.
So they fucking filmed
Tapped into it.
that bullshit opening scene.
To have boobs?
Because that scene, there is a bit in that scene where the woman, while the guy is poking at the freaking hole in the wall with a stick, the woman walks up and she has like a shirt just kind of barely draped over her chest, and she wanders over to like a desk. First of all, the place looks abandoned, so I don't even know what the fuck.
It looks like something out of Deadbeat by Dawn.
Like they had an abandoned place they could easily film.
But
it.
it's supposed to be the same castle, apparently?
Yeah.
Not even the castle, the manor.
Because why else would the fucking note
Exactly,
be there?
yeah.
But she wanders over to her table, and we get like a fucking extended, long shot of her in her underoos, just like bending over this table, just doing nothing.
You see her boobers.
And then she turns around and fucking turtle walks towards the camera while the guy is poking at the wall with the stick. And I think that scene is in there because of that.
Good old Robert tapped into Bob. His demon.
Bob and his boobers. Okay?
Bob and the boobers. And then Robert wanted to make an actual film.
Robert, the auteur.
Wanted to make an actual movie, okay?
Bullshit.
This movie sucks, and I'm sorry.
Yeah, 2 out of 10.
I doubt the person that suggested it liked it. If you did,
I'm happy for you.
You know
I
what?
really am.
Listen, movies are subjective.
Hey,
you can like whatever you want.
If this movie,
love
and joy and happiness out of this, I am really happy.
Yeah,
for you.
I'm happy for you. We just didn't. It is fucking bullshit. It's boring, boring, stupid bullshit. Boring doesn't even begin to describe it. This is like fucking like melatonin the movie.
Yeah, there's
It is fucking hard to get through. I checked the time.
There was definitely several times during this where I just started like making hand gestures of like, okay, come on, get on with it. Like,
well, yeah, there's certain scenes where you're watching and you're just like, okay, we get it, just fucking go. Like you know what's gonna happen because the buildup is so fucking long. It's like if you're on a fucking roller coaster and like the chain starts grabbing your fucking coaster
to go up,
and then you keep going up and up and up and up and up and up, and then it just never fucking drops. It's just up, and then when you finally drop, it's like the tiniest little fucking hill, and you just coast down it. That's
Yeah.
what this movie is.
Because usually,
Big build up for
Yeah.
nothing. for fucking nothing.
no, you did get the best vampire teeth I've ever seen in a movie.
And you got Perro accidentally killing himself.
You got Perro accidentally killing himself after we had yet another bullshit ass people wander around the house movie that also has a not of full intelligence hunchback assistant. How many movies have...
So many, dude. So many.
I know Dracula's got Renfield, but like, come the fuck on, bro. Come on.
So many.
Come on, man.
So
Perro.
Perro.
Dog.
That's the best thing you come up with.
Was that his birth name?
That's the best
the
thing you
fuck
come
outta
up with.
here.
I don't know.
I know the average person who saw this in the drive-in, the average fucking degenerate doesn't know what the fuck Perro means. Maybe Bob Favor didn't know either.
Probably not.
But it's like, I know. I don't even speak Spanish, you stupid fuck.
He knew that meant dog as much as the woman doing the incantation meant any of those words meant anything whatsoever.
I just want to know if that was written.
I guarantee it was in the
Is that
script.
written?
I want to see the script. I want to see it. I want to see what was written. Spaghetti-o, fucking pasta, Chef Boyardee.
The script.
Yeah.
Was it just walk upstairs? Slowly walk upstairs.
Walk upstairs. Walk down hallway.
Enter room.
Enter
stare. Stand still for 30 seconds.
Lay on this for 2 minutes straight. Like, Jesus Christ.
Rub hand on body for 4 minutes.
Okay. I'm done talking about this. That was the fucking Brides Wore Blood, even though they didn't. There was no brides, but whatever. It doesn't fucking matter.
The Brides Wore Blood.
Brides Wore Blood. Thanks for who suggested it, I guess. It's an episode. Hope you enjoyed our review of it.
I already told you. It's like a colonoscopy.
I'm sure you'll comment on our YouTube video and tell us how you feel about it, hopefully. Yeah. You know who you are.
Yeah, look, sometimes you just have to suffer. Sometimes you have to suffer for
And sometimes if
art.
If someone you like is taking recommendations, sometimes you just want to watch them suffer too.
Oh yeah.
You just want to share your suffering. You've seen this shitty movie.
No, I get that. I totally get that.
You've seen this fucking obscure shit movie that no one's seen because they only directed fucking 3 movies. And you're just like, you know what? Someone else needs to fucking see
Someone
this.
needs to, we can't
Maybe we can pass this on to the future generations.
We can't depart this mortal coil not having watched a Robert favorite film.
I'm just glad it's on the podcast now. That is the one thing I'll say about it. We've done it. Okay, we've watched a movie that barely anyone has seen.
You can add this to your belt. I've watched a Robert favorite film.
Everyone can.
Yeah.
You can go on YouTube and watch it right now.
Yeah,
if you
it's
want
on
to.
YouTube.
Yep.
It's on Tubi as well.
Go. I wouldn't suggest going and watching this, but
No, you should watch it.
If you want to watch the only Robert Friend movie,
Robert Friend.
Robert favorite shit. God damn it, Robert favorite.
Bob Friend.
Who the fucking care?
I care.
Who the fucking
his
care?
name
Wow,
right.
I'm not even. My brain is like fucking melting right now. Who the fuck cares? It's a fucking Robert favorite movie. No one has seen it. You can go watch it if you want to, but you can join the echelon of people who've seen it, but I don't recommend it.
Yeah, you can join you can start a Robert favorite fan club.
You can start the hundreds of people that have seen this movie.
Yeah. And then listen, out of those hundreds, maybe 25% of them saw the whole thing.
Yeah, most of them turned it off.
Good chunk of it probably turned it off.
Yeah.
Or fell asleep.
I'd like to see that statistic, so.
Of the drop-off rate.
Yeah. Probably, it's huge. It's probably huge.
It's like the drop-off rate for our podcasts.
Yeah.
People who think that it's the movie.
Oh, God.
Like that one idiot.
To be a fly on the wall, to see people like that see the poster on our fucking, because we do post the posters, but
yeah,
there's a little audio track beside it that shows that it's not the fucking
Well, there was
movie.
We have verifiable one person got boomed. I don't remember the movie.
He thought it was the movie,
but there was one person who wrote a very upset YouTube comment saying, the way they wrote it was just, it still lives rent free in my brain because they were like, this is not the movie. It's only audio. Which, first of all, that doesn't even explain it because that makes it sound like we just uploaded the audio of the movie.
Which would be wild. Can you imagine?
And then I know one of us responded like, yes, it's a podcast.
Yeah, no shit.
But thanks for the warning.
It does say on our YouTube page, they mostly come out at night. Podcast.
Plus, it was like a 50-minute episode for a movie that's like an hour 40 minutes. It's like, yeah, it's.
And it was probably bullshit. It's probably
not the movie.
It's probably a stupid movie.
And I'm pretty sure it was a bad movie.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry you couldn't watch, Jahoobies from Hell.
Yep.
Or whatever you wanted to watch.
Jeez, for now. The next Bob favorite movie.
There's no.
There's no next time.
He never made another one.
I know.
Well, why would you need to? It's like painting the Mona Lisa.
He already has the riverboat Jehobies and the fucking
Indian
and the
Jehobies.
Native American Jehobies. Okay, now he's got the vampire Jehobies and that's it. That's all you need.
Well, do you think his Native American Jehobies movie had people in brownface?
I guarantee it, and I do not want to find out.
Do you think it? So when he was filming his riveting softcore sex scenes, well, do you think the brownface rubbed off?
Dude, it's called like Indian Raid, Indian Maid. Mm-hmm. Like, there's no shit. Bob Favorite directed that movie.
I see it.
I can kind of see it too.
I see it. 100%.
With like Perro, who's like, I'm pretty sure a white guy.
They're all white guys.
I know, but
what are
like,
you talking about?
Juan de Lorca, and he's a fucking white guy. Fucking Perro.
Well, they couldn't be Smith, right? Or Favorite. But DeLorca, ooh, it's exotic. Ooh, vampires.
Yeah, but Juan?
Sure.
White guy Juan?
Sure. There's white Hispanics.
Carlos?
There's white Hispanics.
Yeah, but I guarantee I can confirm. Okay, I cannot confirm, but I almost guarantee that Juan, the guy who played Juan, is not a Mexican man.
Really?
I doubt it.
Did the aged British invasion haircut not give that away for you?
Yeah, and Perro has like the worst
Also,
wig on the planet.
Perro has a British invasion wig. Every man in this movie has the same haircut. But Perro is the best because he has a wig.
Let's look up his, let's see. Oh, yeah, okay. Here. This really gives into it.
What does it give? Well,
The guy who played Juan.
nothing.
No, the guy who played Juan de Lorca. Guess what his name is?
Bob Smith.
You tell me if this sounds like a white fucking, like, a white Anglo-Saxon name.
Carl Olson. I don't know.
Chuck
Oh,
Faulkner.
Chuck.
Does that sound like a fucking...
That's exotic.
Yeah, that's exotic, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, the guy who played Carlos? Paul Everett.
They should have, if they wanted to do their stupid Dracula ripoff, they should have just made them all Romanian or something.
Yeah, exactly.
But no.
Who played Perro? God, he doesn't get fucking...
Is he uncredited?
Oh, okay. Well, no, he sounds more Italian than Mexican.
Okay.
Bob Letizia.
Oh.
Yeah. So maybe.
Bob Letizia. Good job.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You'd wear a fucking wig.
Yeah. Hope you enjoyed that. Anyway, we're going off on a fucking tangent. Thank you so much for listening. This has been Will.
This has been Alex.
And we'll talk to you all later.
Bye.
Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye now.